Hello, hello. This is Camille Leblanc-bazinet.
Yeah, avec moi,
Avec
David Lipson.
mon mari.
Mon amour.
Mon amour.
Mon amour.
I hate when you do that. All right, what are we doing today?
Well, so this is a segment we're calling just Dave and Cammy Chat, where at the end of the day, we sit in a chair by the water and talk about whatever we want to talk about. And it's kind of like, I guess it's like, it's not a podcast, obviously. And nobody can chime in, so it's just our thoughts. If we did it on live, people could chime in.
Whatever we decide to do and say,
you
ain't got no saying in it.
So we do whatever we want. So, I don't know, the thing that's been on my mind recently has been RVs. Because
I was waiting to see where this was going.
Do you see the fish jump out of the water here? There are fish that are like huge fish that just jump out of the water in this canal.
That's what she said.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, I thought that it would be cool to get an RV, or excuse me, I don't mean RV, a mobile office.
Yeah.
Because, well, here's the real reason why. It would be cool. That's honestly the reason. I think it addresses a couple of our needs indirectly, but I think the biggest reason to have it is because Cam has expressed a lot of times that she wants to travel around the world or just to do adventures. And I'm like, well, perfect. We can get an RV and we can do adventures and still be able to work. And one of the biggest challenges for us, we're in Florida and we've been trying to kind of go back home, but we really can't because at our home in Colorado, we don't get any internet service at our house, which means we have to be around
Or we
people.
don't get really delivery, and we don't get
Well, I mean, we get delivery.
We live super up in the mountain, and right now with the virus, obviously. So if you're watching this, it's at the time that everyone is in isolation.
It's weird.
But I'm super prego, and all of our business online. So if we go home in Colorado, the internet doesn't work. No one can really deliver food to us. And it's just, if anything happens to me, during the pregnancy and I need to get to the hospital, we're like an hour away. And there's just a lot adding on that.
It's weird because
the stress.
If the goal is isolation, to not be around people, the mountain home in Colorado is actually ideal for that. The problem is that we're really dependent on going downtown to go to our offices to run our business because we don't have internet up at the house. And we could get around the food thing. We get packages delivered up there nonstop, so we could do food delivery.
So I'm gonna stop you there because they get it.
Stop you right there.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
So anyways, here's my.
Okay.
All right, go
so
ahead.
Dave's dad is buying an RV, and I think
no, he's buying a trailer. There's a big difference. An RV.
Okay, well,
an RV
he started a whole thing in Dave's mind, and next thing I know, Dave is telling me we're gonna sell the house and we're gonna live in an RV with a newborn baby.
Not true. That's not what I said. What I said was that if we
I said, I don't think so. But I do like the idea of the RV.
You're misrepresenting my stance on this. It's misrepresentation. My stance was, if we are going to go back home sometime soon and we can't go to our office, what we should do is we should have an RV that we can work out of so we can go downtown, get in the RV, have our own kitchen and bathroom and bed and office, and we can just Bluetooth off our phones to the internet because we'll get cell service down to town. And that way we can just run our business and go downtown and not have to be around any people. I just, I'd have to find a place to park the RV downtown because I don't think driving it up and down the mountain is a great idea. But it was a very short-term solution because if we go back home right now, we have no place to run our business. So that was the solution. Now, the other cool part that I thought was we're kind of exploring where do we want to live? Now we could use
I think it's more than that. We just, being in isolation, we both just had a big discussion, and the big discussion was Dave is a creator of habits. He likes to get up and do the same thing every day, and just like that's kind of his dream life, just like get up, do
Yes.
the exact same thing every day. And I'm the complete opposite.
And I don't care where it is. Like I'll do
Like-
the same thing every day. That's how I've lived my life growing up and playing baseball. You get traded from team to team in a different city in a different part of the country, but every day is the same. You're like, you get up, you do your routine, you go to the ballpark, you play, and so routine
all right,
is
all right,
comfort.
all right, they got it.
But you don't understand, because there's a reason
What do you
why.
not understand?
Because I grew up with a lifestyle that was very inconsistent.
I know.
So the only way
But we're the
to feel
opposite for
security
that.
is
I
to have
know.
consistency
I
through
get it.
routine.
I get it. We're the opposite. Where for me, I felt trapped in my little town that I grew up in,
Yep.
and I wanted to get out and travel around the world. So when I, got older, found CrossFit, for me that was my escape. I had a chance. Like I had a chance to get out. Where the opposite, all you wanted in your life is to have one home
Yep.
to stay in.
Just
so,
one to even know, like,
Yeah.
for over 10 years, I had no apartment of my own. I didn't know what city I was going to live in, or where I was going to be, or whether I'd be playing baseball out of the country or in the country, or with what team and at what level. I had no idea. The only thing I could lean on was trying to stay consistent with my process. So, like, let's go back to the RV. Okay.
Wait, let me finish. Because we're saying, like, because this is like the big discussion we just had, like, about like what, because we just had a discussion because, we're in isolation, reassessing everything.
We should be doing this on YouTube Live. There's no way you're gonna be able to upload a 30-minute video to
Yes, I
YouTube off of your
can.
cell phone.
Yes.
This video will never see the light of day. If I
I'll
ever see
figure
this
it out.
video
I'll
again,
figure it out.
I
I'll
will be
figure it out.
shocked. But okay.
But yeah, so we just talked about our goals and everything, and some of our goals like did not align at all. Because for me, I want to, I'm feel like I was spending so much.
Is this how she tries to
That's
stay?
pretty good. I spent so much of my life just like working like a psycho, finishing my chemical engineering degree while being a professional athlete. And I'm at a part in my life that I want to travel and see like different culture and be able to like connect, with the community and learn about them. And Dave, you want to just be at home with the family. And I just want to travel with the family. And
Yeah, my goal is
So
to be
we're
a good.
working on
I
it
want to
in
be
between.
a good dad and a good husband and a good provider and provide my family security. That's what I want.
yeah.
And
I mean,
Cammy wants to
same.
go around and see the world and have adventures, which is fine.
I don't.
We just have to find a way
Yeah,
to reconcile
exactly.
those two.
So that's what we're working on. It's not that I don't want security, but I'm so scared in like 5 to 10 years from now, feel like I haven't lived enough.
Yeah.
And for me, I mean, we all have our different what living is to you, but for me, it's connecting with people. It's discovery. It's like staying like kind of engaged in this curiosity of
And
like
what a
new
better way to
culture and
discover the
everything.
world than in an RV? And you can
Yeah,
go
which is
away.
kind of how
Yeah,
that's like the part that I'm like, sure.
So yeah, so if
Let's
we
go across, let's go across the U.S. Let's go in
could go to Canada,
Latin
could
America.
drive
Let's go in
to-
Canada.
You could
and-
drive an RV anywhere this
can do a
side
lot,
of the
huh?
Americas.
I hate the idea of being like attached down.
Well,
Like that stuff gives me anxiety to feel like you can't get out. Which right now I have a lot of anxiety with.
well,
I like
I've
to
lived in
feel
so many
free.
different places.
I know.
You know, I've
You've
lived in probably 18 different cities in my life.
Tell them all
I mean,
if you can. I mean, just me and you have lived in
just
a
the
lot of
major
different places.
Okay, so New York, Boston, San Diego, Ohio, New Hampshire, Maine, North Carolina, both coasts of Florida, high desert California. These are all, this is off the top of my head of places where I've spent 1 to 3 years. Australia. Gosh, where else? South Carolina. And let's see, going up the East Coast, Boston. We spent long periods of time in Montreal, right? I would come up and stay with you for months on end. And Michigan.
Well, you stayed in Quebec for a while when you played baseball, no?
Yep, I lived in Quebec for a whole season. I lived in like I lived all over New England a lot.
You've been on the East Coast a lot.
Of all the places I've been to, my favorite places are San Diego, North Carolina, Colorado, and Florida. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like Hawaii is amazing, but I've never lived in Hawaii. I don't know what it's like to be like I've visited, but I've lived in those places.
I don't know.
And it's the kind of thing where I could be like, oh, I could live here and be happy. Now it would be different. Like living in Colorado is completely different than living in San Diego, but I could see us being happy in both places. You know, same thing in Florida. Like I could see us being happy.
Yeah, we loved San Diego. It was just too expensive for
it was a little
to have like kind of a house, I guess.
It was a little too crowded. And it's got its own vibe or whatever. The great thing about San Diego is like, you know, it's very pleasant.
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, Taco Tuesday.
Oh, I miss Taco Tuesday. I miss movie. I miss any restaurant.
The thing I noticed is we were very productive. Like when we were living in Colorado, we were very productive. Like we achieved a lot more than we achieved in San Diego.
I think that's what we didn't like.
Because I think in San Diego, it was kind of like we were on vacation. You know,
well, because we're both from the East Coast, where it's like the complete opposite of the West Coast. Like a part of it. Like on the East Coast, it's like it's just no.
Well, the Northeast, I think, is very competitive.
Northeast, I would say,
and a little abrasive. And the Southern United States, like Florida, is pretty well. At least the West Coast of Florida, and then this, like North Carolina, South Carolina is like really warm and laid back. California is just like a party. It's like it's Hollywood.
It is like.
And Colorado, people are just like pretty real in Colorado. We live in like, if anything, I could call where we live in Colorado really liberal and left wing, right? So it's not conservative where we are. So that's definitely got a tone. But everyone is like, you know, they want to achieve. They're highly educated. A lot of small business owners, a lot of people that are, you know, just into living their lives and doing things with their lives, whether it be balancing work with outdoor recreation or skiing and doing these big, adventures.
I think for me, at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter where we live. Like,
the
people, really like, it's really the people around us.
I think the biggest thing we need to worry about right now is maybe thinking about where we want to live in the schools.
I was going to say.
Schools that we can use for, you know, our child or maybe even our children down the line is like where's a good place for them to grow up and get educated and
have the right value and the right people around them. Like
the easy chip shot for us is to move back to where we both grew up in the Northeast, but we don't really particularly like it there.
We're kind of over those winters.
Yeah, the winters are hard.
Oh gosh.
You know, it's not, I don't know how to say it. It's just not completely our vibe. I think we're a little bit more laid back, and
I feel like I've suffered so much as my job. CrossFit is all about suffering, and I just I don't know. I just don't know. I don't really want to do it anymore if I don't have to. Like
Colorado's attractive because it's epically beautiful, but we live way up in the mountain. Like it's a really harsh winter. At least this year was probably the worst winter we've ever gotten, where it's like it snowed until May.
Was rough.
Getting blizzards until May. You know, they stopped plowing our road. Our road was constantly getting shut down. We were losing internet and power all the time.
I was sick for 3 months.
Yeah, he was
that
sick for
did
3
not
months
help
because with the altitude sickness and the baby on top of it. And so I think.
So I don't know if this is something. I figured during my first trimester of pregnancy, and I don't know if anyone can give us some data about this, but I was so sick at home, and I came down for Palooza, and I felt like way better. So I don't know if the altitude
it could have been lots of things.
A role. The altitude definitely reduced your recovery. So,
I don't know if it's the altitude. It could have been the climate, though, because it's warm and pleasant versus cold and harsh. At least because this winter was a hard winter. And
are you a doctor?
I think also, you made an association with our home and stress. Because you were working
100%.
really hard at home, And so anytime you go home, you think, I'm at home, I'm stressed. Which
When
is not
that's something that we're talking about now, because that has to change.
Yeah.
Because we, we're terrible at balance.
Yeah. If you're going to be stressed in the mobile office, but don't be stressed in home.
We're both terrible, with work, and I think that's because we feed off of each other. Like, I'm a person who really feed off of other people's energy, which is why for me it's always important to be around the right people. But if I see you work hard, I immediately get inspired by it, and I'm like, awesome, me too. And I just, if I'm like, I'm doing a lot better being pregnant now, because I'm like, okay, I'm really tired, this is no longer for me, I need to rest. But it's hard for me to see Dave work. I have to work, even though I always wake up earlier to work. And then I just not good at stopping if I see someone else going.
So what we know is that we're gonna have to move off that mountain.
Yeah.
For two reasons. One, because it's presented too many problems that we saw this year, especially with a baby. That could be really challenging, and our work. And so what that probably looks like is us trying to sell our house and move somewhere, and it probably looks like us moving more downtown towards civilization, which again brings up that, if we're trying to stay away from people, we need a mobile office. Or if we decide we decide, hey, we're going to stay in Colorado.
I need to have an RV. Yeah. I would love to go freaking camping all the time, and I love that stuff.
If we decide like, hey, we're gonna stay in Colorado, we're probably not just gonna buy another house, but probably rent for a while, and maybe we want to explore and be like, hey, what's it like to live in Orlando, or go visit our family in Connecticut, or just like we can take that and go to those places, or we can go to events and have it kind of like branded a Thunderbird
and do a little drive around the country
and do live workouts from the mobile office.
Events where we can connect with people, which is literally what we both just want to do, I think.
Yeah, I think
the big thing about the both of us that we love getting to know people and having fun, and that's our favorite thing.
Yes.
It really is.
And I think we've done that well online through a couple different avenues.
It's just not the same than in person. Like, I wish I could meet all my athletes.
But we connect
because they're so fun.
We connect with people in our live workouts. We connect with people in our Q&As. We connect with people on Instagram in our messages. We connect with people in our Facebook groups.
I know, but
we connect with people through our services, like when we get to like talk with a nutrition athlete or something.
I agree.
So like we have a lot of different avenues electronically that we're able to connect with people, probably deeper than if we were even in person, like meeting somebody saying what's up. I feel like when we go to an event like Palooza, we say hi to a lot of people, but we don't really meet anybody.
No, I'm talking about, like, I would love for us to go across country in an RV and have people can train with us, and then you all sit around a freaking bonfire and you get to know them.
You can do that. I mean, the bonfire right outside the mobile office.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
I think it's pretty clear what we're supposed to do, people.
Give us.
Now, the other part of this is like,
we should close it because it's already 20 minutes.
It's 20 minutes. So, like, the other thing I was thinking about was like we pay for office space. It's like $400 a person.
This is our first one, so we don't know. Yeah, I think it's good. Let's finish like this.
Yeah. We're gonna finish on the note like we're gonna buy the RV. We're
finish on the note saying
Camilla's committing to this.
No, I'm not.
Yes, that's how you're gonna finish. Yes or no? 3, 2, 1. You have to say we're not gonna end this until you commit. And I'll stay here all night if I have to. I don't care. I have nowhere to be. I have nothing. Nope.
No, you're not allowed to go anywhere. So.
Nope, I'm not allowed to go anywhere. I'm in quarantine. So however long it takes for Camille to say, David, buy me an RV.
Okay, I'm gonna do a compromise.
Okay.
I will commit to it.
Okay.
If you commit to.
Done. I've committed.
If you commit to.
Sex. That's what she said.
To give me.
Changing diapers.
2 times. 2 weeks vacation somewhere in the world. A year.
Month of. Okay, fine, but it's a month in the mobile office where we can still.
No, work. I said in the world, and we can still do work.
Yeah,
no. Well, one of the 2 weeks has to be no work. We've never taken a vacation, guys. It's not even funny.
Listen, I don't think it's...
And I still didn't get my honeymoon.
I don't think it's...
So now we're about to... I asked him to give me a baby moon at least.
Just time out. I don't think it's unreasonable to ask for a 2-week vacation every year. Everyone that has a job usually gets 2 weeks of vacation time.
It's 4 weeks in Canada.
Okay, but this is America, and these are our own businesses, right? So
Yeah,
for us to
so,
say
okay.
like, hey, we'll do one 2-week vacation with
No work, and then
we'll do
one that we
vacation
can have work.
that we can have work in. I'm fine with that.
Commit. Say yes.
I commit.
Say
I say yes.
My name is Dave Lipson.
My name's
I
Dave
committed.
Lipson, and I'm committing to vacation time and a $150,000 RV.
And I just talked to Annie Thor's daughter, and we're gonna go see her in Iceland.
Well, can we drive to the?
No, that's
Iceland?
gonna be our 2 weeks.
I
No
don't know.
work.
We might be able to drive there if we put some flotation on the, like a pontoon boat.
All right. So next, I think in December we're gonna go in Iceland so we can see the northern
Did you
lights.
say December? We're going to Iceland
If we
in December.
can, I mean, if the virus is okay.
Okay, good. So what you're saying to me right now,
I
just
love
so I'm clear,
you. We're both
is that
committed.
we're going from Colorado in the winter to the coldest place on earth for vacation.
But they have candy on Saturday, and they have northern lights.
Well, the good thing is they get 1
And they
hour of
have
sunlight, 1 hour of
volcanoes.
sunlight a
That's
day during the winter.
wonderful.
So that sounds like fun to me.
Give me a kiss.
Oh, I love you. Okay. Well,
All
that's it.
right. What shall we do?
We shall do whatever we want.
Give us comments of whatever you want us to talk about next time.
Okay, we're gonna have this RV conversation more publicly.